don't know. Let me... The chat here. Is the client just bugging out, or is it the internet? Hey, what's up, Holy Thump? What's up, Justin? Hey, Holy, thanks, buddy. Yeah, sorry, I'm running behind today. I'm I'm still sick, and I was trying to get a little extra rest to see if I can recover. Had a busy day looking after my daughter and doing a bunch of adulting things, as the kids would say. Hey, what's up, Celestius? I won't be able to do a super long stream, unfortunately. But I'll try to see if I can put in 3.5 or 4 hours. Because I do have to get up at 8 in the morning, or I have to be at class at 8 in the morning, and I cannot be late. Which means I'm going to have to get up at like 6. We lost several games and had to dodge a ton last time, so hopefully that's not going to be the case. Yeah, the earliest the university can assign a class, I think at most universities I've ever seen, is 8 o'clock. Yeah, I had a 7 o'clock class when I was in high school that I took. And that was a little different, because I wasn't streaming and I was like actually going to sleep at, you know, like 10 or 11 p.m. Yeah, I could use some hot tea. These guys must be switching, I think. Nice band. Who do I... It's just Leona.
The dawn has arrived.
Dude, I hope if it starts like just skipping in the game a lot. I haven't seen any dropped frames. I haven't seen any lag. Hey, what's up, Colton? Oh, these guys think they're cool when they're doing the Chinese Nautilus middle. I guess we're playing it. Hey, thanks, Jorms. James. I appreciate it. Cool, man. Well, good luck, Holy Thump. Like I said, for people just joining up, I'm going to try to stay on for about 4 hours if I can. But I can't do much more than that tonight because I have to get up really early in the morning. Okay, so pretty much game of probable rookies with the exception of Ziggs. I'm not sure how Ziggs lines up against Vlad. I think early on he does okay, but later on it's tough. Yes, there's a new patch that's coming out this Wednesday, and then it's a standard 2 weeks, and then there's the preseason patch. So this Wednesday will just be balance changes to champions for the end of the season. Then the season ends on November 19th. So typically that's like a Sunday or something. I didn't look, but typically it's something like that. There's a new patch on like Wednesday. Or it might just end right when the patch ends. I'm not sure. I have a ton of hooks.
The sun always rises.
Let us fight. Even the patient.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Immortality is a gift you do not possess. Just wait until I...
My 7 a.m. class was okay. I would do it again if I was in high school in that situation, because that means I got out really early. Because I was working on a, I don't know if they still let you do this, but there's a thing called Senior Out of School Experience,
Stay at the vanguard.
SOSE.
Minions have
And so if you could convince somebody, it's basically doing an independent project. But a lot of people would just do like working out or something, and could just log that. And as long as they had goals they were working towards or whatever, and they just wrote like a page about it a week or something, you could get it. Mine was writing a novel. I was just thinking back on it now as a teacher. I'm like, you know, they just rubber stamped everything, man. Like, the person probably didn't even read most of it. No way. They're like, okay, do they turn stuff in? Alright. They get credit. Because I'm like, probably 80% of seniors or something did SOSE. I mean, why would you not do that? It's like the easiest thing you can get. So anyways, I got to go in for a 7 o'clock class, and then I had SOSE, which was always the last class of the day. Always substituted for the last class of the day. And so I got to get out around like noon or something in high school. And I got to go eat lunch somewhere else, which is great. I think I went to the mall with like my friend. God, are we trying to see if we can miss every CS or what?
They'll have to get
I'll help you with that one. We do not want to fight that minion wave. Yeah, I think they still might have co-op where you can like work and get out. That was a different thing, although you could work as part of SOSE also. She just didn't level up traps or net or what? Like, man, I really don't want to go down to gold, but it seems like our destiny, man. I just don't know.
Stand and fight.
Hey, thanks, Jonathan.
I must not fall.
God, it's even a Klepto Misfortune. She didn't even have Dark Harvest or Comet or anything.
Chosen of the
This dude
sun.
opened Cole. He started Cole.
Unstoppable.
It's like, are we in Smurfville again or something? Are we in Boosterville? Zen's probably coming in. I didn't see which way he went. They were pinging like he was in that river.
Will be summoned.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Bro, I need that. I'm never gonna have wards. I'm sitting right here with charges and she uses mana to take the cannon from me.
Feel the sun's glory.
I don't know where Zen is, and probably around Dragon.
Always rises. Ever vigilant.
We're just getting blasted.
Rally to me.
How is Kate being pushed out by MF? Because she's on my team, man. I don't know, like, the last stream, so tough. I dodged probably 3 or 4 games, because they were just, like, actually absurd. And then we still lost a couple of games, like 3-30 or something. I don't know, like, a lot of them weren't even close.
An ally has been slain.
Both of our solo lanes are just getting obliterated. So is bot lane, so is jungle. Yeah, the new Presence of Mind looks awful. most champions that get it will have something else. Like, you don't have to have it to function, but it's certainly going to hurt a lot of the engaged champs that use it. Although taking like Hex Flash is already pretty common on many of the hook champs, so I just like to do presence on them. Yeah, I mean, Rakan has other options too, so it'd definitely be a little bit of a step down for some champs, but pick to a BF sword and Caulfield's. Zig's probably dead again. I can't engage here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Because middle is getting blasted as well, and it's a Vlad who's hard to gank. And our Lee's really far behind. You got... Is Tiamat common? I feel like that slows down your build a ton. Maybe it's necessary for wave clear, I don't know.
Sun always rises.
It's true. It's true. I mean, I think we can get back in there. I just don't know. We're just in a funk lately, like a real funk the last couple of days. Top's dead again. Come on, let's see if we can get a fight going here. Okay, well, thank God he didn't lantern. Are we gonna get a kill on him? Okay, nice. Thresh could have just backed up and lantern and got them both out. Probably. I mean, unless he thought I was actually gonna stun lock her 100 to 0. It's doubtful, maybe. But fortunately, he stepped up, tried to block my engage, and we just killed him. So we got something out of it. Okay, there we go.
Headshot.
Where's Zen? I think Zen was still top. Throw your shot down it. There you go. I think she delayed too much, so she didn't get the sunlight procs. Leona, like, if you have an ADC that has an AoE ability, which is most of them, then, like, the sunlight proc is actually pretty decent wave clear. So if you just throw an E down the minion wave and Caitlyn throws a Q down it, it should just about clear it in one shot. Excited for Diablo 4. Honestly, I haven't watched it that much, so I don't really know a lot about it. I personally, most likely, will not be able to play it just because of time constraints. You know, I wish I could play a lot of these other games because there are a lot of cool games out there. But with teaching the classes and, you know, family obligations and things like that, it's just really hard to.
Ever vigilant.
It's really hard to play stuff that's not like stream stuff for the channel. I might get hooked. Now we're gonna get doped most likely. They might just do dragon. They got a 3v2 middle. Maybe they can. I'm pretty sure we can't go in without the jungler.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay, there we go. Now we're getting some good news. I finally got wards. That's good too. Or maybe Thresh will try to defend again instead of lanterning. Then just set. How did he even get in that bush? Because I had this warded. I guess he actually just walked right through there to get around the bush. I'm not sure. Did I just not see him in that bush, bot lane? Or did he actually just, like, walk through the one blind spot to get there? That seems super weird because typically people enter in when they sneak in. They enter in through the second bush and then walk forward. Maybe I just didn't see him. Whoa, what the? What?
Turret plating will soon fall.
What just happened? So he flashes out and then walks back into engage range. And then we see all three of them sitting there. One dude, like, literally just got one shot. And then he wants to go in.
First light approach.
Yeah, I don't know. My wife, you know, at first she wasn't like super, super thrilled, but you know, she would just try to compete with the game for some time. But you know, I do a good job of balancing with her. I think this was years ago when we first started dating, but I have a couple of things working for me. Number one is, you know, I mostly play when she's asleep. And the baby's asleep late at night, which is why I play late at night. So that I can hang out with them during the day. And then number two, you know, I monetize it. I make some money off the channel. So I can just say, you know, I'm making some money. She's like, okay. Feels like an FF. I don't know. We're probably gonna lose, but like, there's a chance maybe we can come back. I don't know. I really did get a couple of kills. Yeah, I have had girlfriends in the past that did not want me playing games, but I didn't work out with them. I don't know. People just gotta love you for you, man. You know, it's important to spend time with family and friends and not neglect them and stuff like that, but if anyone's gonna be like sassy about you just like actually playing a game, you're doing it like responsibly, then you know, it's just probably not gonna work out. You don't want to change who you are too much for somebody else. Like, it's important to have compromises and some changes, but ultimately, you'll just end up really unhappy if you just change too much of who you are to suit somebody else. On the flip side, I think you also, on a semi-related question, shouldn't date somebody because you expect them to change. Like, you guys gotta be like, this is who they are, this is what they're gonna be. Most people are gonna be very similar in many ways. Like, it could change some things about them, but very rarely does anyone undergo some dramatic transformation in terms of their habits or personality, and usually it's only if they want to do it, you know. I see sometimes, you know, a lot of my girls that were, or a lot of my friends that were girls growing up, not necessarily girlfriends, but would talk about, you know, they wish their boyfriends would do this or that, or they were hoping they could convince them to stop doing this or stop doing that. It's like,
Stay at the vanguard.
you just can't hope to change people. They just are who they are, and if that's not going to work out for you, then, you know, you probably just got to move on. I'm dead.
An enemy has been slain. You have been slain.
Alright, well, so we got our flash and our heal, and then these guys managed to get flash. Sort of won, but I would say, in general, I wouldn't... If you're gonna date somebody seriously, you just gotta be on board with their basic tendencies and characteristics. You know, if they're just late to a lot of stuff, they're just gonna be late to a lot of stuff, you know, or if they're not as clean as you are, or if they expect more cleanliness than you do, or whatever, that's just gonna be how it is most of the time.
I will protect you.
Yeah, we can't go in on that, I don't think. They're just way stronger than we are right now. What people will do once they... I don't know, man. I feel like people really don't change that much. I mean, sometimes people suppress stuff. Sometimes people try to hide stuff until they get married and things like that, or get into a deep relationship with somebody. That's kind of, I guess, similar. That's not really changing who they are. That's just them hiding who they are for a long time, I would argue. Like, I had a couple of friends, actually. This happens a lot with divorces. Where she was seeming to be one type of person, and then, you know. Can we chase? Chase is not here. No. Guess I should have pinged that back faster. Ziggs did have to wave clear against the Vlad. Hey, thanks, Matt. Hey, awesome, Chris. I'm glad one of us is able to get back up there. Hopefully I can do it sooner rather than later.
Stay at the vanguard.
Hey, I'm just getting old, man. Maybe my mechanics are just bad. With the champ. Yeah, I mean, some girls are just really paranoid, too, and just, like, you know, have to spend every second with you. I don't know. Maybe she'd been cheated on before a lot, and she's just really paranoid about that kind of stuff. It's hard to really judge people unless you know the exact circumstances. Some people have just been burned a lot in the past. It makes sense why they would be cautious, but sometimes people are a little overly cautious. Wait. It just always feels like we run out of people. I guess two of our people are... Did Lee just back? Or was he dead? I don't know. Well, Vlad rotated down there. And then Ziggs didn't. That's a pretty good adage, Mitch. That actually might be pretty true.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Rally to me.
How do we win this? Vlad is such a menace, honestly. There's their sixth person. I don't know. Like, it just always feels like they just have one more person than we do on their team. It feels like, okay, we're winning. Here we go. We finally got a fight. And then it's just like, there's one more person. I don't know. That's just how it's felt all game. It's like, sweet, here we go, here we go. And then it's like, nope. There's one more. Our macro is just bad, I guess. I don't know. I mean, we kind of came back in more than I thought we would based on how that game started, but their team is better than our team. That's all there is. I mean, yeah, you just gotta tell your girlfriend, look, you want me to look good or not? I'm at the gym. I mean, what's the deal? I don't know. But yeah, once again, I can't judge. You know, some girls, maybe they've been burned several times, and they just are really paranoid about stuff. And, you know, maybe rightfully so, based on their past. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm really lucky that my wife is very tolerant of many things that I do because she loves me. Hey, what's up, Divine? I mean, the whole staying up late at night, running a gaming channel, picking a field that really doesn't pay hardly any money, you know, to teach. She really wants me to finish my dissertation, though, which is something that I do need to actually do. I don't know what I could have done. I mean, there's always, I guess, I could hit more skill shots and things like that. I messed up a couple of sequences, I suppose, but just one of those games. I mean, their team wasn't really that great either, per se, in terms of, like, just raw, like, stats. Their team comp was probably better, though, because, like, Ziggs is just not a good champion right now. But then again, Irelia should have been able to smash Nautilus top lane. Nautilus started Cole and got away with it. Our lead was like 65% though. I don't know. Not really sure, other than dodge, how I could win that. I mean, I can try jungle. Who am I banning? Garen.
Fear is the first of many foes.
Okay, so I'm not switching. I kind of wanted to switch just to change it up a little bit, but I thought about doing a new jungle, but seems like it's not happening. Nice, congrats, Divine. Yeah, you guys take it one step at a time. I mean, it's hard to lose weight. A lot easier to put it on. You know, every pound is, I think, 3,600 calories. Every pound of fat, so you have to debit 3,600 calories to burn a pound of fat. Which means you have to just either exercise enough to burn that difference or eat less. I think, you know, the big stuff, like the really easy stuff, it's just like substitute water for most drinks that have calories. I guess what is Nautilus? You can just try Nautilus, I guess. And then, like whole grain stuff, it's pretty good too, because it feels like you're eating a lot of calories, but a lot of it just doesn't get digested. Yeah, it might actually be misfortune support. Yeah. That's pretty much it. And just see if you can walk a little bit too. It just increases your metabolic rate. It's hard. I've been putting on some weight too, and I need to try to cut it also. Muscle doesn't really weigh more than fat. It's just denser. But it's the same amount of calories. Now muscle does passively burn fat. I think a pound of muscle burns like 50 calories a day passively if you just sit on it. And then a pound of fat only burns 3 calories per day to maintain it. So, you know, that's why, you know, if you're trying to lose weight, like working out some does help. It's building up a little bit of muscle just so that it'll passively burn some fat for you.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
But that can be more difficult. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Space. That's unfortunate. Said he's doing alright. I mean, she has a terminal illness, but she'll probably make it a little while longer with it.
Minions have spawned.
I think you're just kind of in terminal state anyways when you're like 14 and you're a cat. But we don't know how, you know, how long she has, but the hyperthyroidism is something. Did she flash randomly? Warwick top, huh? I really don't appoint many mods unless it's like on a very limited basis. Because we just don't need a lot of moderation typically on this channel. We got such a cool, chill community. I mean, as long as there's pretty much a mod on the vast majority of the time, then we don't really need it. Usually there's a mod on. Okay, nice.
An enemy has been slain.
Hey, what's up, Amelia? So I'm sure you'd be great, but we just need to keep it low. Getting too many mods can create some problems. I don't have a precise thesis now. I need to work on my sourcing. I did, but they really want me to change it to something else, basically, so I'm gonna have to read a little bit more before I can make a good thesis and see what else is out there. Because I'm not really, like, up on the research in the last few years, so need to see if there have been any new books coming out.
An enemy has been slain.
Thought she was gonna. Okay, she did. Okay, Ashe is out of mana. She doesn't have flash, although Caitlyn doesn't have flash either. I'm wondering if I could just go on him again. But it's gonna be something along the lines of something along the lines of looking at how constructions of Buddhism influenced European let me see. European ideas about sort of cosmopolitanism. So thinking about how like ideas influence globalism and ideas about globalism. There's one like probably, and there'll be several other things about it, but that was one thing where during the colonial period, a lot of intellectuals thought of kind of South Asia as being this I don't know why I'm buying it. I just want to buy a fairy charm, I guess. I could have bought a Reju bead. But how they thought about it as having this, like, ancient, you know, worthwhile culture that was really powerful and had a lot of great things to say in terms of Buddhism. Now, a big part of that was they thought that it was really in a decayed state, where they thought that the current Buddhists were not
Killing spree.
up to snuff compared to their ancient, you know, brethren. But so a lot of it, you know, has its kind of colonial overtures of presumption and arrogance and things like that. But they were genuinely very curious in the culture, and that was at least started the conversation of other cultures could have really powerful stuff that we should try to understand in the past. And so I think that was one of the first places where that started to happen. So I would like to look at that a little bit more, and specifically in terms of Sri Lanka, it looked really promising because they actually interacted with some of these theosophists, as they called themselves, who were looking at Buddhism and other religions as alternatives to Christianity at the time, and they're looking for stuff that was compatible with evolution, or what they thought was compatible with evolution. So it's a fascinating conversation. Of course, that fits in with the notion of Aryanism, which, you know, a lot of people obviously associate with Nazis and white supremacy. But when it first came out, it was really thought of as just like the Aryans were a language group. They were not a national group. So it was thought, okay, these languages have many similarities in how they create meaning from India to Europe. Well, then a narrative, of course, started where, okay, well, why did that culture move? Why are there these similarities? And then some people would say that, you know, the white supremacy, like, the real Aryans were European. Bro, I've got a freaking relic shield. You troll. God, I hate relic shield of this elo so much, because people just always take the cannon. But yeah, and so that was something that was highly contested at the time, and Max Mueller, who invented, sort of, or popularized at least that concept of an Aryan language, really refuted that. He was saying, no, it is a language group, it is not nationality, no white supremacy. But anyways, I think that's really fascinating, that what eventually became kind of, you know, the Nazis and white supremacy started from conversations about Buddhism and, like, ancient South Asian culture. I think that's really cool, and I think that would interest a lot of people, but and where it all kind of went wrong.
Rampage.
I think that would be really fascinating, but my committee, you know, wants me to do something more mainstream that they understand, so we'll see what I can get away with. What do I think of Leona Jungle? I don't think it's that good. It doesn't have any clear. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm probably going to be working on, but I'll likely have to modify some of that. They want me to bring it in the 20th century with modernism. Ezra, the problem with that is people are obviously still interested in Buddhism, but a lot of the popular modernists started drawing their Buddhism on like the Chinese version, and that was deriving from Chinese immigrants in like California, which was very different from the kind of Buddhism I was talking about that Max Mueller was interested in, which primarily derived from Sri Lanka and India. Seriously? Ugh. I should have ulted the Misfortune. I got greedy and I was going for both of them. So anyways, like Ezra Pound does talk about it a little bit, but he talks mostly about Confucianism. That's bad. So anyways, I'm gonna have to work in Ezra Pound and kind of that crew and try to fit in ideas about Buddhism there. Which, I mean, he had some, but it's very different. And my committee doesn't really understand or care about the nuance that much. Like when I was taking my exams, they're like, well, why don't you just bring in some conversations about India or whatever, India research? Like, it's very different. Buddhism was basically eradicated from India for the most part. Certainly was not very politically powerful during the colonial era, and Hindus are very different from Buddhists. And that's one of the main reasons why it's of interest to me, is that the colonial, you know, a lot of colonialism, they just kind of disparaged Hinduism, but they praised Buddhism in many ways. So, like, there's that dynamic there. I don't know. It's just going to be kind of tedious and arduous, but I need to do it. If I could just write the paper and I didn't have to run it through a committee, if it could just be high quality work, or run it through a different committee, I would probably would have written it years ago. But just trying to get it through this committee is gonna be such a chore. I mean, for the most part, they're like nice, good people and stuff like that. It's just their philosophy about how they vet grad student research is frustrating, because it basically has to echo very similar to what they say and what they believe. Oh my god, dude. Stop. How does he not know how this item works? It's been out for like 2 years. Get back, you're about to die. And you're dead. Fortunately, Jarvan was on the case there. Hair's about to get pulled out. I'm gonna lose all my hair this game. I don't think a lot of people who cares what went wrong, especially. Yeah, here's the but like, we're not talking about general population though. We're talking about people that, like, what they do is they look for new research. You know, they look for new research in the 19th century. So they're already committed to finding really obscure research that probably the vast majority of people don't care about. Like, that's the thing. You know, it's not like they're vetting this to say, 19th century are vetting this to say, would your average 20-year-old today care about this research? Like, that's not the goal, you know what I mean? Like, you should see some of the stuff they're looking at. Like, I think it's even more, like, obscure than some of the stuff that I'm looking at. Certain ideas about you know, how a certain person reacted to her unfair marriage or something like that in a certain journal or something in like 1862, like, you know, it's a lot of stuff like that. Oof. Definitely not many people are probably going to care about. I don't think they'd be up this far. Like, all 5 of them are missing. So yeah, I mean, you're right, like, a lot of it. I mean, it's interesting. The thing is, I'm not going to use that research anymore. I'm not probably going to care. I mean, it's cool to, like, understand it, but, you know, I definitely wish I would have done something more along the lines of, rhetoric. Like, I could have done the rhetoric of gaming communities or something like that. It would have been so much cooler. And much more sort of apropos. But I just chose not to get into rhetoric, which is like the sort of like rhetoric. The people that do rhetoric actually can get jobs and decent pay these days because that directly connects with a lot more stuff out there, like writing centers. You could even find industry jobs with that probably. That could fit into like advertising type of things. But
Shut down.
anyways. And he hit the Chinese people. He probably did. Yeah. I mean, the thing about Buddhism, like, and the conversations about that, is it tended, a lot of the ideas, I swear to God, dude, this Ashe has denied me, like, 5 cannons this game, no joke. Yeah, it's even worse for Thresh. I thought about diving for it, but I might bait my team and then Rise is going to come in and clean everybody up. Might as well just take that because they're not going to give me the cannon. She uses, like, mana on it every time. Like, she throws her flurry at it, or her whatever, her W at it every time. Racist things about geese. Nice. Hey, thanks, Divine. Thanks for coming out, buddy. I appreciate it. Alright, what are we working on now? I think we're working on this tier 2. Why didn't he just drop Rift? He's got it. What the hell? What? He's saving it for base tower? Ashe just spread out. That'd be a 5v3. Ashe is dead to Rise, most likely. No, she actually outplayed him. Wow. I don't even know how Rise loses one-on-one to Ashe. I'm really surprised we haven't seen any like Zoe. Did I kill her? Oh my god, does she have Triumph? Wait, how did she move? Well, I mean, my goal is not really, I'm trying to dodge race as much as I can. I'm trying to look at the construction of Buddhism as sort of what Europe thought of as a philosophical system that was in many ways different. And the big thing is, like I said, the fact that it's an idea system that crossed, or that like implicated that there were cultural exchanges between places other than Europe, so like South Asia and Europe, that there were significant cultural exchanges. And that's kind of a counter narrative to colonialism, which is saying that, you know, kind of England is the best, or Britain is the best, or whoever, France, wherever colonial powers at the time. It's a counter narrative to that, and it demonstrates that not everybody thought that at the time. And it's complicated by the fact that, you know, a lot of these people were saying, well, these cultures were really good in the past, but not the present. But it's interesting. But yeah, it's trying to focus, it's kind of like anti-racism is what I'm trying to look at here. everybody's gonna be there. We need to group up, like, just get around Baron. There's bait Baron. Is it inting? Gonna take the secondary push. I mean, it's like everybody knows that pretty much most people were pretty racist back then, right? Like, it's not really like breaking research. But if you could find like a group of people that are not as racist, I think that's a lot more interesting. And why? So obviously they weren't the dominant voice, but. Hey, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. 2 shots. I think good research, at least in some parts, should be at least partially contrarian, you know what I mean? Like, it was just saying stuff that's already mainstream. Like, there's not really, like, you know, anything worthwhile that you're adding to the conversation. It's got to be something that's a little different. Oof. Yeah, I could have blocked that for her. Yeah. Got the sad face. Okay, well, they just give up, I guess. Hey, what's up, Henry? Good to see you back, buddy. Occasionally I do Zyra. But lately I haven't done her that much, to be honest. It's kind of hard just because you get camped so hard bottom. Like, when the jungle changes in the preseason, we might revisit it a little bit more, depending on how that goes. Oh, we're at a 0 OP, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. We dodged so much, we might still be in 0. Yeah, we're out. Barely. Yeah, so I was building up a really good case for late 19th, but there's only one 19th century person there still at the university where I'm doing this PhD, and she's just really not on board with a lot of my ideas. So if I move it into early 20th, there are many more people that are into that. And I hate having to get into poetry too, because I'm just really not that keen on poetry. A lot of poetry, like, it's good, but I'm talking like studying it like at the PhD level intensely in terms of like, I just don't care about the meter and like the structure of it that much. Like, the meaning of it's pretty cool. Like, sometimes I'm like, wow, you know, just kind of the thoughts that it can evoke. But I'm not a big structural person. Much more of a big idea, look at the culture, look at the history kind of stuff, rather than structure and theory. Although some of that's kind of cool occasionally. Hey, what's up, Celaguaro? So, Ezra Pound, obviously a poet, and he's a very, very difficult poet too, so I'm gonna have to, and he's kind of like a key player. If you're doing anything in modernism,
I see you lack judgment.
you kind of have to bring him in. He's hard as hell. But his whole cantos was based around the idea of Confucianism. Like, he thought that Confucianism was great. Now, Pound was also like an extreme fascist who like loved Mussolini and ended up being detained in like U.S. contemporary equivalent of Guantanamo Bay for sort of fascist propaganda on the radio in the 30s, the 1930s. So there's that, and he was like, I think he was pretty racist against especially Jewish people. So he's got a really shadowy past in that sense, but his literature before he kind of went off the deep end there was was pretty good. People thought he was pretty solid for the most part. But yeah, he really liked the kind of the authoritarianism of Confucianism. And he does talk about Buddhism some in there. He does not like it, but he does talk about it. So I can try to connect it, but it's a stretch because that's based on like Chinese ideas about Buddhism, which were very different from Sri Lankan ideas about Buddhism. So I don't know. It's going to be tricky to bring it all together, but... And like I said, it's all just kind of a game. Like, it's fun. It's interesting to sort of reimagine the past and things like that. But it's not going to be... I'm never going to use it professionally, and no one's going to know what the hell I'm talking about if I ever talk to anybody about it. So, outside of academia... I guess let's go with Rakan here. I'm going to be roaming around a lot. I could do Nautilus also, but... This, like, TP Ezreal is just basically screaming, leave me alone in this lane. So they banned Vlad. This guy's alright on Ezreal, I guess. We can't really ever fight bottom lane, though. I'm wondering if I should just take heal, honestly. Oh, you mean in the dissertation? Yeah, just appeasing the crowd. Sort of, but I don't have a background in that. Like, I have to try to do it, but, you know, it has to be something reasonable as well. I mean, that's what pretty much every PhD student says down the stretch when they're finishing their dissertation. Just tell me what to say, basically, and I'll say it. Like, it's just such a bad process. I feel like... at least in English, maybe in different fields, like maybe in chemistry and other things, it's a little bit better, but... it's just such a game of political posturing more so than it is like trying to create something cool and interesting. Like, and the thing is, like, dissertations aren't even like really ready to be books. You know, it's supposed to try to get you to publish a book. You know, it's supposed to serve as preliminary research, but it doesn't have the same purpose as a book does. Books are supposed to target broader audiences. I don't know. It's just, it's a really weird document that it's just not, doesn't seem like it's that useful for a lot of people. It's just like a rite of passage.
For nerds. I do danger.
But anyways,
Minions have spawned.
Life is way more fun when you give up the rules.
would have been nice if Kled would have warded that blue. Because Kane, if he's smart, if they warded their blue, then Kane's going to go like Raptors and then take our blue probably. Or Raptors red, take our blue. So we could try to 3-buff him. But instead I guess we're just going to vertical jungle. I can't get, I'm just gonna get shot. I can't auto attack the wave. Caitlyn's pretty good against Rakan. Like, the net makes it really hard to engage on her. Just run at her. Okay, yeah, they got him. Nice. That was a good interception. Dang, he's used so much mana. Dude, if they get rid of Klepto, Ezreal's going to be in a pretty bad place, though. It's going to hurt Ezreal more than almost anybody.
An enemy has been slain.
But it is less complicated.
Hey, what's up, Spark? I can't understand that, unfortunately, but you know, you're welcome to speak in that language if you'd like, if other people are speaking it.
Right thing. Boring.
Gotta remember, I don't have Ignite, I have Heal, so... Almost tried to Ignite her, although it wouldn't have been terrible to go for a heal there. Oh, that's why they were getting so aggressive, okay. Come on, man. You gotta sidestep that.
I'm sorry, everyone. I don't apologize for doing my thing.
Really don't like TP and solo queue under like Challenger, because you just can't win fights. Like if they have heal plus Ignite, we're just probably not going to be able to win that fight, you know what I mean? Even if I take heal, it's still going to be really hard. Because you really need Ignite to counter their heal also.
Forget my name, just call for the Lord of Darkness. Prince of Evil, the Emperor.
So I think you need heal, but you also need like an anti-heal. Yeah, maybe I'll just go for Moby's here and just try to make plays around middle. So we're just not going to be able to fight bottom pretty much ever with TP, tier, Ezreal. Yeah, we're still plat 4.
An enemy has been slain.
Leona's just too hard to kill. We needed to try to go immediately for Caitlyn.
Used to be a square. Then I embraced the darkness. Woohoo!
Ally has been slain.
I'll end this now.
I gotta try to harass him and not let him get this red. Where's Ezreal? Oh, he threw an ult. Okay, we're good. Alright. Well, that's rough.
Whoa! Danger brings out my bad side. Just kidding. All my sides are equally ready.
Yeah, maybe should have stuck with coordinated barbed.
Perfection doesn't exist. Except for my hair.
Killing spree. Rampage.
Safe? Boring, Riku.
Swing and a miss.
Vacation time, huh?
I mean, I'm just gonna sit here and watch them. They're gonna try to flank and kill me. I can't do anything about that. No, 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 don't.
Sometimes we agents of darkness meet.
Okay, there we go.
I do what I want. No struggle. Say the same.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
No, the coin! I didn't notice it till just now.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Forget my name, just
She missed her E. I like it. I approve of that message.
Execute. executed.
Good in tough.
I mean, these awards are late because I just trying out getting Mobies early. I think that just getting the coin and tier 1 boots would have been better. My awards are pretty late at this point. Very late for a coin item.
Evil loves me.
I'm not sure if we can beat him or not. We're down the standard, 30 CS.
Turret station will fall soon. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Baron's chat. Really? God bless.
You're gonna get stared in the mirror. It's daily affirmation.
Season ends on November 19th. Well, I don't think my level 6 was delayed that much. A little bit. I mean, it was a gambit.
I am so far past redemption, I am in the fun zone. Population Rakan. Woo! Being bad just feels so good. This is my power. Now's my chance.
I don't know. I can't do. If I'm in a game and you want a response from me, it's got to be like a one-liner, guys. I can't be reading like pages of chat if you're expecting a response from me.
An ally has been
Well, it takes a while, Carlos. It takes like 2 hours if you're here early. Also started late. I mean, it was that way for like 3 weeks, man. It takes a little bit. You just gotta wait. It takes like 2 or 3 hours before it gets going.
Riku. Real cool.
They're back in this game. We were destroying them. That was nice. But it's still destroying everybody.
Safe is for nerds.
killing.
I'll end this now.
Okay. I thought Clyde had his jump back or whatever, his little dive thing back. Guys, can somebody get this thing off me? Like, anybody?
Has been slain.
And kill evil.
Flood was actually banned Summit Worlds. I'm not really sure why he doesn't get played very often, because I feel like he could have some decent matchups top, and he obviously has really good engage for the team later on. He's just kind of a weird champ. Can we get this? I mean, I don't know if we're gonna have time or not. No!
Shut down.
We're just gonna goof around and not end the game. Alright.
This place will look different when we're in charge, Riku. More dark matter? Dark matter everywhere. As far as the eye can see.
Well, it's not based on the last games. I think that the players choose. Whoever the winning team chooses.
Self-control is for star nerds.
Champs. And it has to be a champ, I think, that was at least played by... I don't know if it has to even be that team. I think it has to be played by that team at least once during the tournament. I think those are the rules. Must be a champ they played at least once.
Living the dream.
Alright, now Ezreal's doing some stuff. They need to have a naughty Nautilus skin. I don't know what that would look like. Now, I remember someone had... No, we didn't kill the Rift that game. We didn't get it in time. Faker is eliminated from the tournament, so Faker will not be choosing. I have a strong inclination that Yasuo, especially if G2 wins, that Yasuo would be one of them. Gragas seems like he would be one too. Like Yasuo Gragas bot lane would be an interesting one. What's up, Roblox? I mean, he just made some mistakes. Sadie. It doesn't even have to be the champion that's like most influential. It can be, but I think to qualify it just has to be something that they played at least once. It might have to be something that they played in the finals at least once. I thought it was the whole tournament, but now that I'm thinking a little more carefully, it might be just any. It might have to be something that was specifically played in the finals by the winning team. Because I've heard of people, like, trying to play, like, if they're really far ahead, if it's, like, 2-0 or something, playing a champion that's kind of weird, that's, like, one of their favorite pet champions, just so they can maybe get a skin for it. I'm sorry you feel that way, Ellen. You go back to maybe playing some Fortnite where you got the much more manly people. I'm sorry I look too feminine for you.
I see you lack judgment.
He says LOL is a game for LGBT weirdos. Geese are cooler than ducks. Hey, Megan. They supposed to do Rakan again. I like Rakan in a blitz.
Let's dance.
Trolls are us. kind of hate geese. Geese are pretty mean. Probably, yeah. Yeah, they did a new map or something. I'm not really sure. I don't really watch Fortnite. Ash, yeah, that's fine. I mean, they still have a lot of people. I mean, Twitch is the one that done goofed up with Ninja, I think. But yeah, splitting up your community, it's not good. Yeah, I think they did a new map. I don't really know, but and they're trying to they were trying to make an esports scene out of it. I mean, they give away a lot of money at these events. I don't know how many people watch it or attend it, but
You sure this is a good idea?
oh, did they knock out Shroud too? I'm not really sure. I don't keep up, unfortunately.
Welcome to Summoner's
I've never
Rift.
tried full AP Rakan. No, I don't think that's a good idea
Whoa!
right now. I mean,
30 seconds
you can
until
get like
monsters
Athenes
spawn.
and then Ardent Sensor. As anyone always says about, have you ever tried such and such AP support? It's like maybe Athenes and Ardent Sensor because those are really cost effective like health items. Jesus Christ. Okay, I was looking up here.
Thanks, Riku. Real cool.
Shroud went to Mixer.
Minions have spawned.
Number one
Those
tip
things the
about
Star
Rakan.
Guardians wear?
Shoes.
No, those
I
cool,
don't know.
swoopy, flowy scarf things. I want a blue one.
Choose how you use your R carefully, I guess. Because now you have to choose whether you're going to flash R, or R and then E, or R and then wait and then W. Who got it? Ash. Not good. I should have been paying attention. I was watching the chat too much. When they have a blitz on their team, it's obvious they're going to invade. Okay, they didn't buy anything though,
Thanks.
so they're not stronger right now.
Not saying I told you so.
Okay. So when she pinged she had W, what she really meant was I'm trolling. Okay, got it. Usually when someone pings they're going W first as Zaya, that means they're looking all in level 1. And that's really risky for me to W if they don't go in like that because I don't have an E to get back out. Fortunately, Blitz just didn't even try to throw a hook. I think I can walk out. Okay, well if she flashes, I've got to go. She took a lot of minion damage. I mean, I maybe could have Ignite and forced her flash.
Dance between the rules.
Why would people put bots in the game? Like, what's the point? There's not even a rank system, is there? Other than, like, aim bots and stuff. Just for fun, I guess? Just to see how far it could go.
I am Rakan.
What's with the accent?
I'm trying something new. Do you like it?
No.
An enemy
No,
has
I
been
do not.
slain.
They deserve it?
They deserve it.
Yeah, I don't know. The survival stuff, like where you can just hide and get a higher rank. You know, I would prefer things with like offense and kills or whatever. I mean, Fortnite's not my cup of tea. Like, it's a casual game. It does have, they do hand out a lot of prize monies for a pro scene, but I don't know. It's fine. It's, you know,
Zaya.
obviously a lot of people really liked it, so.
Never mind.
I do think that League could pick up a lot if Fortnite is declining. League could pick up a lot in the preseason if they got rid of the leveling process or just made it easier for people to come on and just start playing like real games of League of Legends.
Stars are just sad, lonely light bulbs floating in space, revolving endlessly in a cycle they can't control. Anyone have chocolate? I'm craving chocolate.
Oh, we got a splash. I got a body block the hook. I can't do it.
World's gonna burn. Amazing.
I don't see him.
Yeah, dude, you weren't there fast enough. Can't push. So I can back and roam. He's not pushing fast enough. It's gonna freeze outside their tower. It's gonna freeze like right here. Yeah, it's terrible. But I got it back. If he would have like actually used some mana and pushed faster.
Safe is for nerds. I do danger.
Wait, Epic is actually on purpose putting bots in games? I thought that was just like some kind of exploit or hack or something.
I need help.
I know you do, Zaya. Trust me, I know you do.
Did I tell you I love you? I'm fine with that.
Ash does have R. We really need Jarvan to show up down here. That wasn't even gonna hit her, I'm pretty sure. Sucks, I have to miss that experience too, but I can't be there when Kha'Zix is behind me in the jungle with Blitz there.
Aw, you were looking at.
Now Rumble's like looking around.
You love me because I'm beautiful or because I'm sexy?
God, now.
Dude, like, what the actual fuck? Oh my god, dude. Alright, well. If Kha'Zix isn't here, maybe we can make a play. If Kha'Zix is here, it's going to be a catastrophe, but I think we have to try. There's Rumble. Okay, well.
Can't kill evil, but you can wear it like a sweet cloak.
Enemy killing spree.
I couldn't even look, man. Hey, what's up, Lee?
Riku, I did not rescue you from a cold death planet so you could laugh at me. I rescued you so you could hold my mirror and tell me I look good.
I mean, they should have a separate bots game then, game mode. I think that doing the matchmaking is probably actually a bad idea. Because then it's going to have to compete with other games. Like, their whole thing is they want to appeal to very casual players. Dude,
That ain't good.
they want to appeal to very casual players, you know? So that way they are just like going full casual for most of their life with no matchmaking. And then like high scorers could just get together and play with their friends, you know, and it was just like no problem, you know? You got Johnny who's playing with you that is terrible, who's in your algebra class or something, but he's a cool guy. No problem. Well, now it's going to make it a lot harder to play. I mean, you can play normals or casual mode, but anytime you start introducing a rank system, people always want to start measuring up and comparing other people and things like that, and that's good in a competitive environment, in a competitive game, but that game, by kind of its RNG nature, it just makes it very difficult to be, like, true competitive. Because it's designed to be sort of a for fun game, you know what I mean? Lord. Why didn't Jarvan dunk him after he jumped? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a mistake to try to go for matchmaking with that game, just because from the beginning it has not been, like, very well designed to be something that's competitive. Matchmaking does not mean rank, yeah, but it kind of does though, right? Like, it has to have some way to figure out who to match with whom, you know what I mean? Like, maybe they won't disclose what ranks are, but like, if there's no rank, then there's no point in matchmaking, you know what I mean? It's either random people or it's based on performance. Yeah, but it's a different MMR in low normal.
Be a problem.
Yeah, we have a lower number today because I started late. Also, a lot of people... Well, actually, no, it's Monday, not Sunday. I started late, and it takes a few hours, typically, to warm up, too. Like, I didn't start till around 11. The other time when I started late, We eventually got up to like 500 or something. We didn't get the huge numbers. I mean, it might just be a blip, too. That might not be like a permanent thing. Sometimes I just have random stuff. You really have to break over 300 fairly early, I think, and then you start getting the recommended and things like that, so... I just got started kind of late. I'm still not sure about the exact parameters of it, so I've got to...
Eyes up.
Try to figure that out.
On my way.
Has destroyed a turret.
My cloak is woven from the whispers of star
Your
fields,
turret has
the
been destroyed.
secrets of the galaxy. The seventh moon.
I guess. I don't know. I think it's a bad move. I think they should keep it casual. That's kind of what the game's predicated on. This blitz is actually hitting everything, though.
Has been destroyed.
Marthas doesn't have ult yet. Wait one more wave till they start. Oh, damn it, they're gonna spread out. Hoping they would ARAM us a bit more.
I do what I want. No start. Perfection doesn't exist, except for my hair.
Marthas is like, bro, I'm 0-2. Please give me all the farm. God, he only has 1 assist. What? The old 1 and 7 static shiv rush Zaya.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Might be a good rush here in a couple of weeks, but right now it's pretty terrible. We need a couple more people.
You notice the sky? It's lovely. Not as beautiful as
Dang it, they always spread out right when we're about to group up again, and I can make a good engage. Their timing in that respect has been very good. And we need one of these, like, where I get 4 people and we kill them all. They're just all so spread out. Yes, you're supposed to go Essence Reaver or Infinity Edge, something. But yeah, you're supposed to do Essence first. I mean, maybe this person's thinking they're so far behind they can't afford it, so they just want something. But you still just rushing static is bad. Usually you want Essence,
How do you like it?
then either Rapid Fire or Phantom Dancer, and then Infinity Edge. I think she's had, well, she used one ult defensively, I think.
I think we got a problem. No, we got a problem?
Darius hit the Ash. Was he hitting the... Was he really hitting the, No, I'm dead. Alright, this game. Max.
You have been slain.
Darius is sitting there, like, wailing away on the Blitzcrank with Aftershock and Mana Shield.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Sorry, I don't know how loud that is for you guys. I'll see if I can maybe try to mute. But I'm still sick. Nah, I think that was our chance. Now they're gonna get Baron, probably. Maybe not. But yeah, I mean, that was it. We had to get the Ashe right there. It's big shutdown gold.
Let's start a fight.
Actually, not really. She must have died fairly recently. But I mean, that was it. Spent like 3 flashes and 3 ults.
Living the dream. The dream of darkness.
Arthur's like, I can't do anything, guys. Can't even press ult.
coup. Real cold.
Shut down. An enemy is legendary.
Alright. Do we have anybody left? Like, who's our third? I honestly can't even remember the people on our team. Who are we missing? Jarvan? Wait, Jarvan AFK? Is he dead? Where? Oh! He's AFK in the tri-bush guarding Baron. I'll report him for sitting AFK in a try. I mean, I don't want to play it out either. At a certain point, like, we're just not going to win. Like, we just have too many sad things going on. But, you know, I'm still trying because the vote didn't pass. Hey, thanks, Lucas. I appreciate it. I mean, you can't just take your ball and go home, you know. If your team wants to keep going, you got to keep going. Cast your vote, and then however it goes, you got to keep playing. No, APJ4 never really worked. I mean, you can try it, but that was just an all caps, you know, publicity stunt by a couple of content creators. I mean, what is this guy expecting? Dude, you're 1-6. Like, unless you play really well, like, you don't have a lot of room to gripe about losing. Like, I didn't play super well either that game. I was like, okay. But, I mean, the Blitzcrank just destroyed everybody. Like, that guy was hitting every hook. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you could still do that. I think that probably still works. I don't think they changed it. They may have changed how that works, but I mean, Aerie has a cooldown on it. You know? It's like, yeah, it does put Aerie on one person around you every time it comes back to you, which is cool, but there are a lot of other champions that can pretty easily put Aerie on allies as well that actually scale way better with AP. It was primarily just like a poke thing. You would just max your flag, I think, and try to just poke with your flag. It was like a super early game kind of poke thing, and you could get Ardent Sensor, but like I'm pretty sure his only AP ratio is his E, his flag. So they may have lowered the damage on flag, and that's why some people stopped doing it. I never saw it, and maybe one game I saw it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think they changed anything specifically about it that would make it invalid. Maybe they did. I don't know. It was never really, like, that great. No. It's basically, it's just, it would apply Aerie to people within the flag radius, but Aerie still has a cooldown, and if you got Ardent Sensor, it would apply the Ardent Sensor buff to anyone that the Aerie went on. That was basically it. I mean, I know that Bizzleberry was, you know, really hyping that build up for a while. Yeah, I don't think that altered it though. I guess let's do Rakan. Because it wasn't about stacking like multiple hits for Spell Thieves, I think. That was a long time ago. They may have changed, they may have lowered the damage on the flag or something. It was basically a poke kind of build. They increased the cooldown on the flag by 1 second. And you get less of a shield. That was it. There's 1 extra cooldown on it. I think it never really was that strong. It was just a couple of, you know, all caps hypers. Well, I mean, so you still just, you would spam your E as kind of a poke champion. The meta's not that great for it right now. Well, I didn't scout it out. Hopefully, we know what we're doing on these champs. We'll see. Hey, what's up, Sammy? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. There is going to be an AP Relic Shield, yes. I don't know if they changed. It didn't say they changed the flag. It's anything. It's supposed to be anything that's a targeted ability. So it doesn't have to be a heal or a shield. You can still get it through stuff like Font of Life, because that creates a heal. You can also get it through things like putting a Nami E on somebody, or a Lulu W on somebody. I feel like Lulu's W does. And by stuff, I assume you mean Ardent Sensor. Aerie and Ardent Sensor. People were saying that with Senna's smoke, it actually activates Aerie all over the place. On the PvE, kind of like with Jarvan's flag. I don't know, go into a PvE game or go into a, whatever it's called, the custom game. And try it out. Just throw flag down. Take Aerie, throw flag down, and see if it procs on allied dummies. Just try it out. See what happens. If it doesn't proc on allied dummies, if Aerie doesn't proc on them, then they changed it. I don't think they changed it on most Aerie skills. They may have changed it specifically on Jarvan's flag because it's not a targeted ability. It's coded to be like a targeted ability, but it's supposed to be AoE, like all allies around him get the bonus. But I think it was coded to where each person got the bonus individually.
Life is way more fun when you give up the rules.
I know, but you can test it with Jarvan, which is what's asked. I mean, it doesn't matter either way. I still don't think it was that good a support, even if it still works in the exact same way that it did. It's just too gimmicky. It's way too all-in on the early game, requires a snowball.
Self-control is for starting.
And I don't remember the meta where people were even playing that. I think it was like very early spring. You can test it yourself, or someone else can right now. Pop into a custom game and just see if the flag triggers Aerie on allied dummies. Run, dudes. Do not trade. Run away. He is stronger than your klepto misfortune. No, it was not good and very high elo.
My fingers sweat.
At least not that I remember. I don't remember seeing it in a single LCS game. It was just a very small group of people that were trying it out for the lulz. That's my opinion on it, so I don't know. I mean, Bizzleberry thought it was really awesome for a while. He also thought that, like, orange support was awesome for a while. I mean, he's, you know, he's a cool guy, but he does, you know, he does kind of fall into small caps type of stuff a little bit. He may have genuinely thought it was pretty good, though, but I think part of it was, you know, he's got to know they're a better chance. He was just trying to find something different or interesting. Getting blasted. I just can't go in on this, though. This Misfortune's playing so passively. It's gonna be hard to roam on that Fizz, too. Yeah, but she's not using her Qs well enough to proc it. Yeah, I just don't see a... I mean, I don't know. But he's not, like, you build him AP, you don't build him tanky. He's basically a poke support. I mean, he's got some unique qualities to him, I guess. It's just like that itemization is just not good. Like, if his other abilities had AP ratios on him, it might be alright. But... yeah, I guess it's just mountain, I suppose. Yes. I'm wanting the question mark just as much as you are, Misfortune, trust me. I mean, I've hit the Draven like 2 or 3 times with W's. With like 0 follow-up. I'm out of mana, man. I've already hit him several times. You didn't do anything. I don't know what to tell you. Didn't he have flash? Did he flash earlier? I thought he was just gonna flash out. Jesus Christ, the Misfortune was so far back I couldn't even E to her. I was gonna flash and then E out, and she's like over here. Okay, well. Guess I shouldn't have gone for it. I should have watched middle a little bit better. Maybe I just need to go back to spamming Zyra and just hope for the best in the mid game. Just to switch it up. Yeah, but he's not really that tanky without tank items. Like, he still needs levels. I mean, his shield does give him some, like, free tankiness, but... I mean, his defensive steroids are not as good as things like Leona and Nautilus. I don't think. I mean... I don't know. Okay, well, Fizz is still here for some reason.
An enemy has been slain.
Darkness is the new
An ally has been slain.
Is this warded? Probably. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. This Misfortune just plays so scared, but maybe she knew that Fizz was coming. It's hard to tell.
Enemy killing spree. Killing spree. Shut down.
Use your ult? What the? Dude, I'm about to have a stroke in these games, man. Like, why would she not ult when I comboed the Draven? Or heal when Fizz is chasing me? I'm trying to stay positive, man. It's just like, this has been like 2 or 3 days straight of just like head scratching, like, you know, face palming type of stuff.
I saw stars for a second.
So maybe I just need to be playing Zyra and Brand more or something like that. I don't know. It's not just the end of the season, though, man. It's been happening for like 3 or 4 months. Hey, what's up, Melody? People play better at the end of the season, Carlos. I don't know. Like, people are actually trying. That's the usual argument. I don't really think it's an end of the season thing. If it were preseason, some people could make the argument it's a preseason thing. It's just, people are just bad sometimes. They're just not playing well. However you want to try to, you know, explain it. Yeah, I'm sure the other lanes are doing alright.
I do what I want. No star.
I don't know, man. Look, if you want to play J4 support, go for it. If you win with it, just do it, man. You know, I've made my case. You can either believe it or not. I would very, very rarely run exhaust. Usually only on a more defensive enchanter type of support. Like, Ignite is way better than exhaust most of the time. The thing is, like, exhaust, the damage reduction doesn't reduce the damage on Ignite, so, and that's a big part of damage early. Like, Ignite's OP. Like, it gives you 210 true damage and reduces healing. So, like, if they use heal, that's going to be cutting, like, 200 damage off of it, at least 100 off of heal. So you're effectively doing 300 damage. And true damage is almost double the value of normal damage, because it doesn't care about resistances. So, effectively, it's doing, like, 400 damage in a lot of trades. The equivalent of 400, like, physical damage or magical damage. Which is, like, over half of someone's health, like, early on in the game. It's just, it's too strong. Like, that's why. The only times when I would run exhaust are if you're scared late game, if they have some kind of, like, melee champion that's just really, really strong, and there's no way you're going to be able to fight them early.
Shut down.
Oh, jeez. What are the odds? Okay. I guess I should have not even tried to do that. I was trying to W over to see if I could, ignite to kill the Draven, but that was dumb.
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, but late game doesn't matter, man. It's early game. All about the early game. That's why you very rarely see people run exhaust. I mean, there was a decent chance Fizz was following because he hadn't been there yet. So it seemed kind of random, but if you think about it, like, there's actually a pretty high chance that he's somewhere around that side of the jungle trying to follow, so... And I didn't even know the status of, like, Draven's heal or anything, so... Fizz has to be one of the most obnoxious champs in the game. Okay. Three are dead. Can we get bottom?
Used to be a square. Then I embraced the darkness.
Try a real tiger.
Might try out redemption here.
Most good
Shut
guys
down.
are just kidding themselves.
Help negate a little bit of the Fizz burst. I think does his stuff apply Grievous? I can't remember or not. I know it used to, but they may have taken it off. Wow.
Enemy double kill.
Maybe I should have pinged him off of that. All 5 enemy people were there and they chose to fight. Crap, that's middle.
Your turret has been destroyed.
World's gonna burn.
I don't know what you're talking about, Alistair.
Rampage. Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Try not to do like the I told you so type of stuff or backseat game too much. I mean, you're not doing it too much right now, but just like the whole like contrarian to every decision that I make and backseat gaming and the I told you so stuff and things like that, it can wear on the nerves a little bit over time. Like, it's not a problem right now, but just in general, that's good. Just kind of audience etiquette for a streamer, I think. Yes, Fizz does do a lot of damage. Yes, he is good right now.
An enemy has been slain.
I guess I just don't understand how that's relevant to anything we were saying earlier. It's just a non sequitur is what you're saying? You just wanted to randomly talk about assassins in the jungle? 'Cause I thought that was related to you saying whether or not I should take Ignite.
Life is way more fun when you give up the rules.
I don't know that's true, man. Is split, like, the way to beat assassins are splitting? That's what you're saying? Maybe. I mean, really, it's like, you need, like, tanky stats and CC, typically, is how... You can't do anything, man. It's just you. I've got 1 HP, Misfortune. Okay.
Ooh, Riku. Let's destroy everything they hold dear and then laugh in their faces.
But you can get flanked that way. I don't know. Like, I don't think that trying to everybody sit in a side lane to avoid assassins. It just depends. Like, you need to be grouped up a lot of times with resistances. Like, I see what you're saying. Don't go by yourself and, like, face check in jungles. That's true. That's good. But, like, I don't think just, like, AFK splitting in a side lane. I guess I'm not sure what you're saying. I think, you know, usually beat assassins. Damn, that fish knock up. I don't know, man. Sure, yes. Whatever you're saying, sure, it's correct. It's shifting around so much. I can't follow it anymore.
Kill evil. You can wear it like a sweep. Boring, Miku.
Without Jarvan, this is gonna be hard. I don't think Fizz is throwing. I mean, Fizz is like the only reason they're in the game. If you're saying that being grouped and having vision on assassins is good, then I agree with that. Wait, why? Can we fight him?
Has been destroyed.
3v3, I'm not sure if we can.
Doing the right thing was boring. I'm way better now.
No, we need one more person here, I think. Dude, I'm about to... This misfortune, I swear to God, man. Hey, what's up, Jorge? Appreciate it. What's up, Matt? Let's stop talking, man. I'm gonna get triggered. I think I've answered enough.
Thanks, Miku.
Who just flashed? Vlad? Did he? Cool. Hey, thanks for it. I appreciate it.
Oops, my finger slipped.
Perfection doesn't exist. Except for my hair.
Your turret has been destroyed.
We have 2 people chasing Fizz bottom. I mean, we're probably not going to be able to get anything off of it. Oh, Fizz stayed bottom? Fizz is gonna kill Misfortune though, yeah.
Different when we're in charge, Recoup. More so much matter? As far as the eye can see.
Wait, Fizz just soloed Aatrox also? I don't know why J4... Like, if J4 was there, I'm pretty sure we could have 3v4'd that. Because they had the Baron debuff on them.
Stars are just sad, lonely light bulbs floating in space. Revolving endlessly in a cycle they can't
Do I think
control.
Poppy could stop a Fizz? I don't think Poppy's a very good champion in the meta right now. I mean, maybe, but... I don't think Fizz is ghosting me. I mean, I think he's just waiting around for a pick. I don't know. It looks weird, but I don't think I'm big enough for people to want to ghost in, like, whatever this is, gold or something. High gold, low plat. Yeah. Let's fight. Fizz not here.
An enemy has been slain. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
This Fizz is, like, actually 1v9ing.
An enemy has been slain.
I mean, y'all don't have a wave.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
How are they... Oh, they have supers there. Okay, I didn't notice we had a wave. Okay. Maybe we can win then. Okay. Well, I guess so. Damn. I didn't even see the wave. I guess I'm blind. We had the supers middle and they had them on the top lane. That was a close game. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking Poppy's like little movement thing would stop Fizz, it does not, because he goes untargetable when he jumps up on his trident. We did get the distraction on him. It was tough. I don't think Fizz really threw. Like, I don't know. I guess him not being with the group, but the problem was we probably kill him if he groups. Like, he kind of has to split. Because we have really high, like, AoE damage. Like, that Vlad in groups And then, like, I can CC him also, so his best bet is, like, trying to pick people off and work the side lane. So, I'm not even sure if he could have held that tower, those towers by himself anyways. I don't know. It's kind of in a tough spot. I wish I could stay up longer too, but this might be my my last one of the night. We'll see. So I do have to get up here in like 3 hours. I did sleep a lot today, but I'm also sick, so the late night e-girls. His Janna was like 0 and 12 and had the thing that Scott's always trolling about on the channel, Dead Man's. That's probably what he meant, but I mean, he was like 5 and 11 or something. Yeah, I don't know. I think Fizz's decisions were okay down the line. I don't feel like he was throwing. I think there's legit reasons why. Rock and roll, nice. I like that. I don't think it was like necessarily trolling or even that dumb. It just didn't work out.
I see you lack judgment.
So it's probably a good thing we kind of have low numbers tonight so that I can maybe get some sleep. I mean, we could try like Nautilus here. Morgana's up though. I'm gonna do Rakan just because I feel like Rakan's a little bit more useful if they pick more.
Let's dance.
Who bans Nami? I guess that guy does. I don't know. That's weird. Maybe he just got beat by a Nami or something. I mean, yeah, Nami's like alright, but she's... I agree, it's definitely a little weird. No, X-Rai, why can't you just play Jinx? Jinx is not gonna get tier. I hope. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a new account. Whatever, we'll just play it. I don't think we're going to get demoted on this either way. Alright, I'll be back in just 1 second. I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
30 seconds until minions spawn. First blood. Minions have spawned.
Well, I tried being good, but evil just brings out the sparkle in my eyes.
Alright. Did Kaisa already give up first blood? Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna be late to lane.
So far past
That took a bit longer than I thought it was gonna take.
Population Rakan. I am bad because I'm free, and I am free because I'm bad. Look better just a little bit dead.
Damn, it was unfortunate. She got that double bind.
Dance to the beat.
Lux is basically Okay, nice. There we go. Okay, the jungler's middle.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Good in dark. Sometimes we agents of darkness need a break.
Oh, never mind. The cam.
Ally has been slain.
Alright, I'm gonna have to turn it off and on. I don't know why the camera just randomly stopped working.
I love and evil loves me.
Let me see if I can. Okay.
When Zaya and I were abandoned on a desolate planet, I realized something. I
Wearing
don't
full
like being
camo, that's
alone.
right.
Oh,
Blending in.
spiky space squids are the worst.
I don't know. She E'd forward right into a Lux Q. They had a lot of minions too. I was just trying to put in some damage. Okay, Kane's on Dragon, so we need to get that. It's gonna take him a while to do that Dragon, but... What the fuck? Why?
You have been slain.
Why would you run around the back instead of running straight at him? If she would have just run straight at him, then I could have W'd and ignited Kane in the pit. And probably killed him. I can't even understand. So she was like waiting on Kane to use his ability to go over the pit. Is that what it was?
Riku, I did not rescue you from a cold dead planet so that you could laugh at me. I rescued you so you could hold my mirror and tell me I look good.
I can't even, like, understand. I guess she was trying to kill Kane when he went back into their jungle instead of run directly at the dragon, which is what we should have been doing.
Between the rules.
Well, that was unfortunate. I mean, we could have just normal leveled it. Like, Kane was at like 100 HP.
Boring. I'm way more fun now.
Probably gonna get dove by either mid or jungle. Can we do anything? Oh, fucking Christ, she's so far ahead. I'm not even gonna have enough for Mobies.
You can wear it like us.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
And this eye is so easy to get onto with the W, but they just got so far ahead at this point, and we just can't even do anything. I think I'm like 6 for 6 hitting W on Zaya. She steps up way too close to the wave to try to CS. But we just can't capitalize on it. I maybe shouldn't have gone for that one when we were both 5 and she was 6. I just wanted to do some poke damage. But she got a really good root on me.
Danger. Life sucks without Zion.
Right here, Darius. Jesus Christ, Darius. Holy shit, dude.
Forget my name, just call for the Lord of Darkness.
Ally has been slain.
This place will look different when we're in charge, Riku. More dark matter? Dark matter everywhere. As far as the eye can see.
Your turret
He's like, oh, did you want me to run into the tri-bush? Is that what you meant? When you ping the Zaya, who's like pushing by herself with no wards, you meant for me to actually like
Most good
go into the
guys
tri-bush with you?
themselves.
I don't know. Maybe he thought I was going down with the Akali, who was wasting her time with Ornn. I don't know, man. Nah.
Used to be a square. Then I embraced the darkness. Woohoo!
I don't know, man. I need to just start playing Zyra and Brand every game, I think. Until I get back into, like, mid-plat or something. Yeah, but her ult, like, how that should have gone down was I roll in with ult. She's gonna ult immediately and try to anticipate when I W on her, and then I just wait until she lands, and then I, you know, W her, and then Darius pulls her in and she's dead. Like, that's how it should have gone down. Yeah, I'm standing here.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Life is way more fun when you love the rules.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Okay, can we do something?
Thanks, Riku.
She should have instantly R'd right as soon as Zaya landed. And just Q'd. I'm pretty sure Zaya was isolated and just Q'd and she would have died. Okay, he's gonna take like 3 tower shots. Okay, we can kill him with 3 tower shots. Can we get the Ornn who's like here isolated? Nowhere to run? I actually can't believe what I'm watching. I'm trying not to be negative, guys. It's just tough. I'm sick. I'm tired. This has been like so many ridiculous games tonight.
An enemy has been slain.
Alright, at least we got Rift.
Darkness is the new
I should have given up on the Ornn. I was trying to keep him engaged while Darius was coming up. I should have just E'd back over to Darius, probably. I don't know. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to one-shot me or not right there. Alright. Well, Skarner's got Triforce, so he can, like, do some damage. What? 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 What just happened? We got the Zaya. She didn't have ult. How did Akali die? I actually don't understand how we lost that. I would have to go back and watch the replay. Like, I literally don't get it. My mind can't process how we lost that. We gotta stop, man. We gotta stop. That's all we get. I mean, Skarner should have chased that far, but Kai'Sa should have also, like, once they started to go on the Skarner, Kai'Sa should have rotated over. I mean, Fleet is pretty normal on Akali, right? Infinity Edge is a little weird on Kai'Sa. Like, it could work, but I think itemization is the least of her problems. Always probably dead.
Ally has been slain.
I don't know. we'll get back into tomorrow. Today just today is a rough one. I think we won like 50%. Did we go like 2-2 or something like that? It feels like some of these games have just been like really impossible, but I think we went either 2-2 or 2-3. A lot of the games felt really rough, but I think we actually won a couple of them. 3-3. Damn, those games were really fast. I mean, it's like 20-minute games, and then you're just like in there and in the next game like instantly. So yeah, we ended up going 3-3. It felt like the games were just impossible, but I guess we ended up doing all right in them. Anyways, that's going to be it. We'll get back in here tomorrow. I will be closer to on time, around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come by, hang out. I should have the patch notes, and maybe I might be able to get a tier list done before the start of the stream, so stay tuned for that. Remember, there is one more patch before the preseason, which preseason should happen around November 19th. But anyways, that's going to be it. Have a good day, and we'll see everybody next time.